now came together united against waging a war against Islam. You know what I'm saying? Why? If someone is weak, would everyone come together to fight him? No, he's weak. But when someone knows someone is very strong himself, everyone comes together. Christians, the Jews and the Islamic all coming together against Islam. Why? Because they know Islam is a powerful thing. Even though they're waging a war against it, Allah promised us that. There is a prophecy in the Quran. There's a refutation against so-called ignorant and a hateful person, Godwin and his followers. Prophecy in the Quran. That is a prophecy. Surah Tawbah, Surah Araf, Surah As-Saff. Allah said, He's the one who sent His messenger with the truth and the guidance of Islam in order to prevail the other religions. And Allah said, Islam will spread the meaning. Even disbelievers dislike it. And it's what's happening now. Many barriers try to stop people becoming Muslim, yet the fastest growing religion is Islam. One of them, he said the reason being, because you Muslims have many children. That's not lie. This is not. Islam is spreading in Britain amongst the non-Muslims. What are you talking about? Again, what? They will look for any excuse to try to refuse. Something is well established. Clear cut that Islam is spreading amongst the people, amongst not any people, well-educated people in Britain, amongst who? Women, which people say Islam oppress women, and not any woman that study Islam for 5 years, then they came to the conclusion that is the truth. Because why? It's from the Creator. The Creator is the truth. Whatever comes from Him, the truth. See what I'm saying, Nabi? So advice to my brothers here, all of us, we have to study Quran, learn our deen. Wallahi, I have a few books, but next week, inshallah, I'll complete them. These books very, very good. About the meaning of Islam. One of our teacher, Abu Iyad, very good, akhi, for the non-Muslims and for the Muslims. I'll give you an example, look. No, next week, inshallah, if I come, I'll bring a lot of it. Look, here, he mentioned about what is the meaning of Allah. Wait, this is the muqaddimah, this is introduction, you see, and he speaks about, look, the meaning of Allah is Allah. Look, the meaning of La ilaha illallah, and he explained it. You see what I'm saying? Look, rational argument for tawheed of worship, because Islam, Allah in the Quran mentioned rational argument. Because if you believe Allah is the creator, the sustainer, religion dictates, you should show Him the gratitude. Not to a tree, not to a man, not to a stone. Because He gave you a life. So He gave you a provision. Even He speaks about the prophets and messengers. So this book is very good. Inshallah, next week, I'll bring you the meaning of Muhammad Rasulullah. So we have to study, my brothers. And not study for everyone, not seek knowledge from the correct people. That's why I came here many times, even a brother recorded me before, give advice to the people that we have to learn and we have to knowledge from the Quran and from the prophetic tradition and how the Prophet Muhammad companions in the story. For instance, now people they say the verse, you know this verse, the non-Muslims try to use, that Allah sent the Quran, Surah Tawbah, that fight the people don't believe in Allah and the last day, from the Jews and the Christians. Yeah? These verses, when you go and you see how Sahaba understood it, these verses was revealed about Bani Qurayda and about the Byzantine. The Byzantine, the time of Muhammad, they tried to attack him. So Allah said them to fight them. And the proof that doesn't mean to fight every Christian or Jew. Because the Muslims lived in Spain. Muslims lived in Egypt at the time of Sahaba, and they never killed every Christian, they never forced them. So therefore that verse doesn't mean how the eyes understood it. It means that if they try to attack us, we have to defend ourselves. Likewise, if we send people to spread Islam and they try to attack our teachers, we have to defend our teachers against them. See what I'm saying? Defensive or offensive. See what I'm saying? So this again, you see, some Muslims doesn't know how to feed this misconception because we don't study. Wallahi, a lot of people, it become like fun now. I just want to be in the camera to become famous. Even though I'm talking nonsense. Wallah, I see some brothers. May Allah guide us and guide them. Wallah, they don't have ilm. And they're speaking to some people with a big shubuhat.
Yeah.
Let me clarify what is a shubha. Shubha in Arabic language has been derived from something mutashabih, something resemble. So doubt resembles the truth. Why resemble the truth? Because from the nature of the truth always has a proof with it, dalil. From the nature of the falsehood, there's no evidence with it. But what the people of falsehood do sometimes, they bring a falsehood and they bring a proof and twist the proof to support their falsehood. So the people who don't have ilm, knowledge, they can differentiate between the two. Some people that have knowledge, they can differentiate between the two. They can differentiate between, now hold a minute, that is a falsehood, but you've been, you cover the falsehood with truth. Who knows that? The scholars and the student of knowledge. Not every man of it. That's why the scholars in Islam, the scholars mentioned, not every person should listen to other people. Not because you don't have brain. No, because sometimes you don't have the knowledge. You have brain, but you don't have the knowledge. Understand, comprehend. Some issues very complicated issues. So you need scholars how to explain it. That's why if I want to read how to give it out to Christians, I don't go to the Bible myself and open it. No, I read the book of Ibn Taymiyyah, Ibn Qayyim, Sheikh Rabi'a. These scholars who wrote books about refuting the Christians and explaining the upon falsehood and establishing the truth. So my brothers, all of you, including myself, we have to study, seek knowledge. Inshallah, I'll bring this book. Inshallah. But ikhwa, don't think you see someone speaking ill of Islam, you think I have to defend Islam. No, that's the wrong way. It's better off to pull back and come back with knowledge than defend it with ignorance. That's right. Yeah. So I'm saying, it's not emotion. That's what they say. It's an ignorant person. My friend that is ignorant is worse than my enemy who is knowledgeable. It's true. Because ignorant friend can do anything. Enemy that is knowledgeable, he can be fair with you. He has the knowledge.
With God Almighty, that started his journey creating man, have established himself as the father of humanity. Right? And in his attempt to resurrect and bring you and me back home, knowing very well that you and me cannot keep his ordinance the way he expected it, because the Jewish people could not, and hence they went to captivity several times. He then decided for his word to become man. Just like me, my word, if I have the capacity to make my word to become a human being, that being is me. Because my word is me. Right. So as a result, so that is, there is no two gods. That's right. It is one God. But because you, let me think, because you being a human being, you have a word, and you have a spirit, you have soul, and all these are one. You don't have three man. I'm seeing one person.
My soul, my word is one. It doesn't separate. Yeah?
It's not separate.
Okay, now you believe.
Except if you separate.
Now wait 1 second here. Yeah. You said that Jesus was given authority by the Father.
You come into that part, yeah?
Now,
let me get it out.
Now, listen. You quoting the Bible doesn't mean anything to me, because I don't believe.
No.
I don't believe.
Wait.
I don't believe that your Bible is any proof for me or for anyone else, by the way. Do you agree?
If you say that, then you condemn your Quran.
My brother, wait.
You condemn your Quran straight away, because your Quran made reference to the Bible. Quran, your Allah said, right?
What was the question again? I'll ask Brother Shamsi.
No. I want to clear something.
Relax, I have to finish my point.
No, we go step by step, because it's recorded.
If you don't let me speak.
No. Things are recorded. And I know the game we play here.
I'm not playing the game.
Things are recorded.
You said something.
I've got to interject when you make a claim
I'll be
which
quiet.
are not quite right? Because the Quran, your Allah, even in his revelation to Muhammad, said it was he that gave the Torah. Go and read Surah. So Surah 5, 44 to 48. He said that I gave the Torah as a guide, right?
To say
the Jewish
niyat
people,
for
and also
tahajjud
gave
prayers.
the Injil.
You just make your intention, brother.
And I say, like, when Allah, if you believe
Let me know
Allah,
when you're done.
when you believe
In your
Allah is
language,
God,
in your
Allah
mind.
says that what he gave is a guide.
you
And I
done?
say, like,
Are you
then
done?
that is absolute.
Are you done?
Right? And then he said he gave the Quran. I will finish, and then he gave the Quran. So
I mean, if you
as far as I'm,
preach,
I'll
just
tell
get
you,
another
I'll
and
let you.
stop
So as
preaching.
far as I'm concerned, everything in the Bible and in the Quran that Allah said he gave is absolute and Shaheed.
Can I answer you?
Yeah.
Can I answer you now? Okay. First and foremost, we are not talking about what the Quran says about the Bible. We are talking about what you said when you quoted that passage from John, yeah? When you said that Jesus was given all authority by God. Yes?
Jesus said, I have
Yes,
been given.
I have been given authority by the Father. Yeah. Now, my contention to you is this: is that we believe that God Almighty doesn't need any permission, any authority from no one. We believe God doesn't have any partners in His divinity. That's true. Now, how?
That's your belief.
Now, yes, it's not belief. No,
Does he not believe that?
no, he believes that, but then he
No,
says,
I don't believe.
but. Then he goes and
I
says,
believe
but
Jesus
who
is
was
the
the
Son of God. So I don't agree with that. You believe what you believe. Let me believe what I
This is not
believe.
nice.
No, you are recording it. I won't allow
that's
you.
not nice.
I'm
No.
recording, not him.
That's not
No,
nice.
he's
I'll let
recording
you
it.
speak.
No,
Let me
he's
speak.
recording it.
Yeah.
Then I won't. Because you just said I believe.
But
I said I don't
you
believe.
not
it.
let me finish.
No,
You not let me
I would have
finish.
forgotten. I would have forgotten.
But let me
So-
finish, okay? Let me finish.
No, I'll go interject when you make a comment that you said I said. If I didn't say it, I was cancelled straight away. Okay? No, if I finish, I will not be able to come back. I've been here for years. I know the game they play here.
friend, I'm
Go
not-
and watch YouTube and see the recording. You Jew, go away. Where is my Israel flag?
You don't like the recordings because you guys get embarrassed. You watch yourselves.
I'm trying to have a discussion with you.
Yeah, but you know.
Now, I'm trying to have a rational discussion with you. I'm saying to you that we believe that God doesn't share any divinity. He has no partners. He doesn't need anyone to come and tell him, give him authority for anything. Now, if you say that Jesus was given authority by God, then you claim at the same time he shares the authority by God. I'm saying there's a contradiction here. Because it doesn't rationally make sense that if Jesus is God, he is to be given authority by someone else. Because then you have a problem here. You have a contradiction in your books. You can't say that Jesus, he was a fallible man, he walked the earth, he ate food, he went to the toilet, he done the pee poop. I'm sorry to say this thing, by the way. I have to say it. Because no, I'm not disrespecting Jesus, by the way. I love him. Okay? But I'm trying to make you understand the thing.
I know.
I want you to
I've
think.
heard this so many times. So continue.
I'm not saying that out of disrespect.
No, it's out
Now,
of disrespect.
now,
It doesn't
no,
matter.
okay.
No.
I'm sorry for disrespecting you, okay?
No, not me. You're disrespecting Jesus,
No,
not
no,
me.
but anyway.
Because he can defend himself.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah,
That's fine.
you
Okay.
disrespect
On the
him,
day of
not me.
judgment,
You will
What about when you do this to Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam?
Now, do you agree with me that it doesn't make rational sense for someone who is God to have someone to tell him that he is given authority? Do you agree with me on that?
I
Because
don't.
now, what is the difference? Now, second question is this. What is the difference between you and the polytheists who say, for example, the Hindus, they believe in 330 million gods. But at the same time, all these 330 million gods are one God. Yeah? You see my point? Now you believe three beings in one being. My question is, what's the difference between you and the Hindus?
Right. I'm going to start by saying to you, the origin of Islam.
You know,
started-
okay.
No.
You don't answer my question.
You just mentioned.
Excuse me.
No.
I
You
did not
just
speak.
mentioned India.
We are not speaking about origin of
No,
Islam.
I've got to.
I asked you a question.
I will ask questions.
I asked you a question.
Islam started with 360 ilahs around the Kaaba.
Yes.
Right?
And Muhammad
Muhammad
scored.
made the
No,
one.
I'm silly you
scored.
say when you say
He made the one.
Yes.
So
Yes.
Ilah is God's that Muhammad made into one God.
No.
So you are just like the Muslims. I mean, you're just like the Indians that have so many gods.
Why are you so desperate to bring us down to your level?
We destroyed the Muhammad.
You want to bring
So
us down to
he
Christianity?
destroyed and kept the black stone. And the black stone is what now is your God which you worship.
How can I speak to
Kiss
him?
it. Well, you finished. No, you
You
finished.
believe in a God, what your the slave masters
let me
put it in your
Oh, you listen.
You finished.
Gene.
You just finished.
You don't listen to me.
You see, you want to go the second round. You just
I'm
ask me what
trying
is
to
the
have a
difference.
rational discussion with you.
You ask
You
me
don't
what is
listen.
the difference. Then I'm saying to you, there is no difference between Islam and their Ilah.
No, there is. Because we
Right.
don't believe in that. We don't believe
You
in
don't believe in it,
We
yeah.
don't believe in
So-
philosophy of that.
But
believe in one
the
Ilah.
origin,
One Ilah.
so you made all the Ilahs into one. It becomes the Ilah.
Listen, we
Look.
don't believe in more than one ilah. You believe in three ilahs.
No, we
Don't say to me
Okay,
because back in those days,
No, let me come
because
back.
the thing got corrupted.
Let me come
therefore
to you.
You're making things up.
No, let me come.
Yeah.
Right. No, let me
Like,
answer.
do you believe in three ilahs, yes or no?
No, let me come here.
Do you believe in three Ilahs, yes or
No,
no?
I don't.
You don't believe in Trinity?
I don't, because here Jesus said, let me see what Jesus said. Let me see what,
You don't believe in Trinity?
is Trinity in the Bible?
No.
Is the word Trinity in the Bible? Thank you very much. Now, you must admit that you've been lying. Now, let's listen to what Jesus says here. Well, when we start conversation, he said,
Three ilahs.
Yeah.
ilahs.
for the Father loved the Son and showed him all things that himself does, and he will show him greater works than these, that you may marvel. For as the Father raises the dead and gives life to them, even so the Son gives life to those to whom he will. For the Father judges no one, but has committed all judgment to the Son, that all should honor the Son just as they honor the Father. He who does not honor the Son does not honor the Father who sent him.
Okay, now explain
So
this.
now,
Now explain this. Because now you have a bigger problem. You know what it is? You have now two beings, equal power, which is even worse. You're in a bigger trouble now. Now you have two gods on the same level. Before you had the big God and the small God.
have I not
Now you
spoken
have two big
about, have I
gods.
not spoken about the Word of God? Is Jesus the Word of God?
Huh?
Is Jesus the Word of God?
The word of God.
Yeah.
According to who?
According to God Almighty.
Jesus,
Jesus
according
is the Word of
Christianity.
God.
is the message
And
of God.
according to the Quran, is Isa the Word of Allah?
He's
No.
the word from him, yes.
Is Isa the Spirit of Allah?
Spirit? No.
Right? Can you get your Quran? Surah 4:171.
English wording.
Get your Quran, Surah 171.
I don't have it. Bring it up. Bring it up.
No, okay, I got it, Baba.
You want to go to the Quran now, yeah? Okay, are we done with the Bible?
No, I'm trying to
Are
prove
we-
to you.
are we
because
done with the Bible?
You're just challenging me about Jesus being God.
All I'm saying
I'm
to you,
just
my
telling you that
friend, calm down,
the Word of God, no, wait, the Word of God is God. Is the Word of God not God?
This
The Word of God
camera.
not God.
It's gonna go all over the
Word
place.
of God not God.
Okay, first, are we discussing the Quran and the Bible?
We are discussing Jesus the Bible.
Okay,
Because Jesus is the Word.
we are discussing.
Jesus is the Word.
We are
No,
discussing.
you can't listen to me. Why can't you listen when I'm speaking about the
I'm
gospel?
trying to listen to you.
You're
You're
not
not
listening.
listening. You're not giving me a chance to
Jesus said, I am the way.
David.
the lights. Yeah, what does that
David.
mean?
Jesus
We're not on
is
the
the
view,
Word
eh?
of God. The book of John said, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was
Huh?
God.
No,
And
no,
the Word
I try to be-
became man.
I try not to be
we are
much.
trying to prove to
Did
you
it?
the divinity of Jesus, so that we can go through this.
Pulling you up on the street and
So
stuff.
that
you
we
know?
can go to why
Yeah.
Jesus is God. Because he
Let me know when you finish.
the Father, yes. So have we read that? You should let me explain to you. Here Jesus is saying that the Father has committed all
Brother, man.
judgment. In other words,
Always,
in the day of
calamity.
judgment, it is Jesus that is going to judge mankind.
He comes, I don't know why he comes to debate.
You, me, and everyone who is saying today.
Every time they pick on him, Sarah, calamity. No, like, but you know what it is? The way, when they talk,
Wait, let me finish, let me
Kalam and them, they're right though. Because the angle they come at,
You allowed
That
me.
brother is wrong.
You allowed me.
That's a Muslim brother.
You kept me quiet. You made your record.
I don't know.
Look, let us go use the word.
You're not sincere.
I can only use the word to deal with you.
Take it.
You see, you don't want to deal with me. Look, I'm using the Bible. I can't.
I don't believe in your Bible.
Well, if you don't believe in the Bible, then why are
Your
you
Bible
challenging?
is not the word of God. It's corrupted.
Is the Quran the word of Allah?
Your Bible
I can't remember
But
what
the
it was.
Quran referred to the Bible that is the word of Allah.
That's not the word of God.
So, in other words, the Quran is corrupt.
That's an English translation from
So the
King
Quran
James.
is corrupt.
That's a King James.
The corrupt.
Do you have the original? Do you have the original? Do you have the original manuscripts?
Allah said He gave the
Do you have the
Torah.
original manuscripts?
Allah said He
Do
gave
you
the
have the
Torah.
original
Yes.
manuscript? Where? Where is it?
Go and check the
Where?
Go and check the
Where?
library.
Where? Which one?
Library.
Which
Any
one?
library.
Let me check it out.
Any
Which one?
library.
Any
Let's
library?
go. No.
Look, he's making a claim.
Go and check. Your Quran,
Let's not shake
Allah said in the Quran that He gave the Torah, right? Did Allah not say
What's the
that?
name of manuscript?
Look,
What's
did
the-
Allah not say that?
What's the name of the manuscript?
Check Sinaiticus,
What?
Codex Sinaiticus, and Codex Vaticanus. Codex Sinaiticus and Codex Vaticanus.
And this is the original Bible.
That's it. Go and check that. Go and read it at your own time. Go and check it. So, your Quran, your Allah, if Allah
that's nothing.
reads
Man claims he's the original.
the revelation and not just a man-made thing. And Allah said
Mental health problems. Well, the Bible says be wise, not
Huh? Oh, Jazakallah.
So did Melchizedek. Melchizedek said, he is no beginning of days, no end of time.
First and the last. Look, I am dead, I was dead, but now I'm alive again.
God says he's immortal. God says he's immortal. Can God contradict himself? It is. Shall I tell you how he contradicted himself? Listen. JC, listen. If God says he's immortal, can he die? God in 1 Timothy 6:16 says he's immortal. Can he die? Answer. Stop. Really? Can your God lie? Can he lie?
I can call you Isaiah 19.
Can God lie?
Listen,
Can God lie?
of course he cannot lie.
You said he can do anything. Again, he's busted.
Oh, but you play with words.
I'm not.
You play with words.
You're playing with contradictions.
What was Isaiah prophesying in 9:6?
Isaiah prophecy, Muhammad, you lost. You're no answer. Settlement of Kedar, you're no answer. Of course that is Muhammad.
Arabian, listen.
Anyway.
An Arabian prophet.
It was happy destroying
An Arabian man from Kedar.
Who was it
spoke
referring
Arabic.
to? Anyway.
That would be bad.
JC, you're done.
You're done.
We'll have some more questions.
He must have saw my video.
Oh, you got competition now?
Yeah.
What's your name, brother? Nice to meet you, I was very impressed. Bro, how did we do? It's just a shame I don't have a battery. Get some more.
'Cause if you submit a quad of
No, I'm not going to record you. It's not even on yet.
just keep him in the picture, don't.
It's not going to avoid it.
Allah mentioned clearly that the Arab pagans believe the spirits of some righteous people who's inside the statue. And now to make it more clear to my brother Waqar, why the people of Noah became disbelievers?
Because they made kings out of the people, and then from the kings they started worshipping them kings.
Who do you get that from?
Ibn Abbas, I believe it's
No, Bukhari. The narration of Bukhari, yeah. But it's not that, no.
They started at the time of Noah, right?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Ibn Abbas, Sahih Bukhari mentioned, for 10 centuries people were people of Tawheed. However, at the time of Noah, before Noah came, there was a righteous people. Rijal Salihin. When the righteous people died, Satan came to them, and he said, "Those people that were righteous." So what you do? Put them, make pictures of them in order to remind you of God, to motivate you to worship Allah. When the knowledge disappeared, Shaitan came to them, say your forefathers used to pray through them. Used to what? Pray through these righteous people. وقالوا sort of نوح ودا وسواعا ويغوث ويعوق ونصرا. نعم. That's the gods. These are the righteous people, which the people of Noah used them to get them closer to Allah. But Allah called them what? Disbeliever. Why? Because from the right of Allah to calling directly.
Can you hold this for me like that? Exactly, I'm coming, yeah? Right, swap it. Okay? Yeah, I just thought I ripped the thing off.
Well, this thing that we talk about all around, okay, the reality around this, could have been at one point absolutely nothing. Because from absolute nothing, you get absolute nothing. That's rational. Yeah. That means that option is not really rational. The other option is something has to always exist. Now, as to what always exists is the question.
Just because in your view this is more rational, that doesn't make it any more or less likely.
No, of course it does. Because if the moment you say,
doesn't.
Okay, let me tell you why.
Okay.
The moment you say there's a possibility something can come out of nothingness.
To be honest, we agreed. No.
So if something
But
doesn't
at the
come
same
out of
time,
nothingness,
I said from the premise, both ideas blow my mind.
it's a mind-blowing concepts,
Yeah.
but still we can examine them, critique them, and see which one makes sense. The one that says nothing from nothing, we know nothing from nothing.
Sorry, something from nothing.
That doesn't make sense.
I struggle with that.
You stop struggling.
I struggle with that. No, I struggle with that concept.
I would say it doesn't make any sense, because if it's nothing, you cannot get something out of it. Nothing.
I'll be honest.
What are you struggling?
Today, what we know today, I understand why you're saying that. However, this progresses. Things may change. And I understand what you're saying.
Even if we get a billion years in the future of knowledge, nothing still will be nothing. That's what we mean by nothing.
We don't know that. So that's
We want now tell you and define what nothing is.
important.
Have you heard of Professor Lawrence Krauss?
Yes, sir.
He unfortunately has been deceiving a lot of people by saying the universe came from nothing. While his nothing is not nothing. His nothing is made up of something. His nothing is something. He says that in his book, in his lectures. His nothing is something. Okay? So he's saying that deceiving. When we say nothing means it has no energy, no quantity, no quarks, no gluons, no bosons, no Higgs, whatever you call it. Nothing, no gravity, no fluctuation, no space, no matter. It is basically absolutely nothing. That nothing cannot make something like energy, or space, or matter, or waves. It cannot do that. So if at one point there was absolute nothingness, there will be absolute nothingness. But the fact that something exists means there wasn't absolute nothingness at one point. Cannot be. There has to be always something.
Something has to be yes. I understand.
It's difficult
why you
to accept it, but it's true.
No. It's not to accept. I just need a minute. Hang on a second.
Take your time.
Right, I will. the thing that was always been. And the problem with that premise is you get infinite regression.
No, there's a solution to that.
No, there isn't. Unless you say uncaused cause.
Exactly.
No, but that's the same thing as nothing from nothing.
No, it's not.
Uncaused cause.
It's not.
I'll tell you.
Explain.
Remember, in my limited thinking, uncaused cause and something from nothing are equally as absurd.
I know. When we say nothing has no energy.
No, you've explained that.
No.
But for me, both premises are just.
Wait.
Let's
really examine it properly.
Yeah,
right?
go on. Let's do it.
Let's go back to this nothing concept again, which you agree with. There's no point, but I want to illustrate the point. Something means something is energy, okay, or matter, or waves, or what, something. Nothing is absence of all of that. So, if somebody postulates that something can come from nothing, that's absurd, irrational.
Agreed.
Right. That means, as a rational human being, which you are and I am, we have to reject this concept that something can come from nothing.
I agree that premise is absurd.
We have to reject it.
I agree.
Rationally.
No.
Why not?
Personally, I don't.
Why not?
I'm just an oddball. Let me tell you why. There are cereals, breakfast cereals, that I don't like. I buy them. That's just me. But just because something is just absurd, I don't just reject it outright. I know it's there, I put it to the side, but I don't reject it outright. Because
do you believe in the principle of non-contradiction?
I don't know what that is.
Okay. Can something, say, be or not be at the same time? Can something exist or not exist at the same time?
According to science, yes.
I'll give you an example.
Yes.
Give an example. There is no such thing. Science operates on the principle of non-contradiction.
No, there's a state of being and non-being at the same time. I think it's.
No, you're talking about the Schrodinger's cat experiment.
Yes.
No. That's not about this. I'm talking about existence. As an example. Can, for example, you have something exist and not exist at the same time? The answer is no. You either exist or you don't exist. You can't be both. Our observation affects the life when we say about the cat, whether it's dead or alive. It's an effect of our observation. But when we say, can something be and not be, can something exist or not exist at the same time, you can't have it. Can you have a married bachelor? Conceptually, no, impossible. If you're married, you're not a bachelor. If you're a bachelor, you're not married. It's impossible. This is
fundamentally yes, but you can be married and behave like a bachelor.
No, that's something different. You're using semantics. We're talking about in reality.
Okay.
When we talk about someone who's married, can they really be a bachelor in the sense of us? Of course not. So this is what we're talking about, the principle of non-contradiction. So if we say there is something and nothing, can something come from nothingness? We know that you cannot have that. Okay? It's either or. Either you can or you cannot.
I understand what you're saying.
So it's not about absurdity,
but I
it's about
agree.
violating the very rational concept that we operate in our discussion. We use language.
Yes.
Language, logic is part of our language. So is our rationality, the concept that we have.
Agreed.
If we don't stick to those principles in communication, then we might speak gibberish and believe in anything.
Breaks down, yeah.
So when we speak in language using this rational concepts, we know for certain nothingness cannot make anything. We have to reject that concept. Anything that says something can come out of nothingness, we have to say no. You're talking gibberish. That's a gibberish thing.
Knowledge as we know it suggests that something cannot come from nothing.
Anytime, bro.
Agreed.
Anytime.
No.
I
would say and fully concede as is 100% correct.
Even in the future, when we define nothing as nothing, everything, because you cannot have that principle saying, oh, actually nothing is something, then you're actually redefining what nothing is. We've already defined nothing is the absence of everything. So it doesn't matter a million years later, that nothing is the absence of everything.
I will say, I understand what you're saying. Things change.
Alright, I'm blocking that.
What?
Things change.
Knowledge of the nothing will change.
I don't know. I'm not asserting that what you're saying is going to become incorrect in a million years. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that
in a million years,
we learn.
What about the nothing would change? Are you saying we will now say yes, nothing can make something?
No, but our understanding changes. things change. Knowledge change. Knowledge evolves.
But let's understand one thing, Sean. If we say nothing is the absence of everything,
Yes, sir.
billion years later, either nothing is absence of everything, or it's not absence of everything. If you say it's inclusive of something, then it's not nothing.
No. I'm not suggesting that the criteria of nothing will change. That's not what I'm saying.
Then you're saying absolute nothingness at one point in the future, without knowledge, can make
This,
something.
as is, we don't know.
In the future,
Yes, sir.
if you flap your arms, you can grow wings, right? We don't know. It's possible.
That's absurd.
It's possible, right?
But
You can become a potato in the future. If you say, I want to be a potato, I want to be a
Fair.
potato,
I'm already
and in the
a
future, no. If I want to become a potato in the future, I say, I want to become a potato. Maybe in the billions years later, I become a potato. It's possible, right?
no,
Why not?
because you'll be dead.
No. I want to be a dead potato.
No, you can't become a potato.
Why do you say you cannot? The question of cannot is something that we need to understand. I said you cannot have something out of nothing in the future. But you saying you can't say that. It's possible something
Things change.
comes out of it. So yes, you should then say you cannot say cannot to anything. It's possible that you and I can become potatoes.
No, to me, it seems rational to say that our understanding of things will change as time goes on. For me, that seems rational. But to say you're gonna turn into a potato on your own will in a million years is absurd. For so many reasons.
Is it possible?
No,
Why not?
because you'll be dead. You're a human being. You can't change.
Listen. Why can I not transform into a potato? You into a banana? Why not?
Because you can't.
So now you're saying you can't, even though your knowledge of the science of today is very limited. You need to be
No, because
consistent.
what I
Remember,
mean, no, I understand. No, I agree.
if you are
No, I agree with
consistent,
that. My logic isn't consistent when you say can humans turn into bananas. Again, that's where my logic breaks down, and I fully concede that.
we can become potato bananas. You cannot say no. You can say only no as far as our knowledge go today, but in the future,
But I mean,
you might
I'll qualify it. As is, from what I know and understand today, you can never become a potato or a banana or anything other than a pile of bones.
But in the future, it's possible. You have to
But
say,
it's absurd, and I agree.
according to your principle of understanding things, it's possible in the future. We don't know today, but it's possible.
anything's possible.
Yeah, that's what you believe.
How about
Anything's possible.
anything's possible?
Right.
But it's extremely unlikely to the point of.
It's not about a question about how likely it is. So
But
you can.
you know. Sorry, what was your name, brother? Sorry.
Mansoor, what's your name?
Noel.
Noel,
Sorry.
nice to
Yeah,
meet you.
I know, Mansoor. You're going to become a potato. I understand the point you're trying to make, and I see exactly at that very point where my logic breaks down, and I get that. But for me, it doesn't seem absurd to say that in time, our knowledge of things grows and gets better. But at the same time, I understand that absolute nothing remains absolutely nothing. The absence of nothing, and I get that. So for me to then say, when you say, do I become a potato, I see where the logic breaks down. But we know that that's absurd because you're going to become a pile of bones, you're going to go back into the earth.
No, I didn't suggest it's kind of possible instant transformation into a potato.
No.
Your atoms rearranging, okay? A lot of thermodynamics involved, a lot of
sir.
chemistry involved. They rearrange and you become a banana, become a potato. You're saying it's impossible. I'm saying according to the principle that you are now using in this discussion,
Yes, sir.
it's possible.
Yeah, I see, as I said, I can see and see where my logic breaks down. The problem is, I'm not well versed enough in science enough to say point A, point B, point C. Our experience tells us, when you die, we rot in the ground, or you're cremated. There's been absolutely no instance or no example that we can give that says a human being is transformed into anything other than a pile of bones.
But you are again using current science
Yes, sir.
and
But
judging the future.
no, I see we learn.
That we're describing is possible. Okay, let's understand one. Clarify one point. So there are infinite possibilities of what we can become and transform into. So I can become a potato, a watermelon, a banana, grapes. That means infinite number of things. Are you suggesting I can be all of that and you can be all of this? Then it would actually
play semantic games and say yes, because if you die, you're onto the ground.
No, I'm not talking about these kind of
but I'm saying
in reality, exactly as it is.
Worms eat you.
Not that.
You stay worms.
I'm saying instant transformation into. So once we have a principle where yes, it's possible in the future that I can become a potato, you can become a banana, and so on. That means I said, what about me becoming an orange? And say me becoming an avocado? And you say yes. That means in the future, everyone has possibility of becoming everything else at any one time. But you know how absurd you won't be. Because at any one point you can't have that.
No,
so all of this tells you, look, at one point you have to say, look, these things are irrational to even accept. We cannot accept that just because there is such a word probabilities and likelihood and possibilities. Even in mathematics, there is a number of what is possible. Okay, probability. We don't say it's probable. Say like 10 to the power minus 50. That's probably a figure. A statistician. I don't know.
Shamsi.
You see, it's right. That means even that knowledge that we have today, we understand. Okay. So from our perspective today, there has been
something that's always
something
been.
Or the one that originated this universe. It makes more sense to believe the originator has been there always, who is the uncaused cause. Because if it was the universe, you would say who caused the universe, and who caused the universe, who caused the universe, and eventually come to a point, you have to come to a point where this cause is uncaused.
I understand, but again, I told you from the beginning, I struggle with that concept because uncaused cause is the
only rational concept. Whether you struggle with it,
the same.
no. Let me give you an example. If you're in a boat called the Titanic, remember that Titanic that sank, right? And you're saying, no, I'm not in the boat. I'm not gonna die. I'm gonna live. The boat is sinking. Water's up to your neck. No. You can deny and you can be struggling. Look, you were so rich because that's why you ended up in the Titanic. You were so rich. You're so happy. Luxury life. You came to the Titanic. At that point, it is very hard, and you will struggle to accept the reality, which is you are sinking. You are sinking. The fact that we exist, and there has to be something always. We may struggle, but that's the reality. We might want to say, no, it's not true. It's not true.
No,
so
at no point. I've never said it's not true.
No, I'm saying we might struggle to accept it. How can it be? How can it be? But the reality is, this is how it is. We are in this Titanic called this world. And the fact is, there has to be always something which is uncaused. We can struggle. Your mind will be blind, like, how can I accept that? But that is where we as Muslims, we say we surrender to this uncaused cause because, as finite human beings, we know this is where it goes. We know that this is the case. This is why a Muslim is one who surrenders this. There's nothing worthy of worship, nothing worthy of our glorification and gratitude. This glorification is deserving, except God, only the creator, the originator of this universe, originator of everything. Yeah? So that's why when the Quran says, look, He is the one, al-awwal, the first, and He's the last, the al-akhir, meaning there's nothing before Him, there's nothing after Him. And God describes Badi'us samawati wal ard. He is the originator of everything. So if something exists always, it essentially has inherent properties. I don't have to give them, it possesses it. By being there always, it inherently has those attributes.
I understand that concept. By definition, if you're a creator, you create. That's an attribute. No, it's not. That's by definition what you do. But where I was struggling with these other Muslim brothers, they was telling me God is just, He's merciful, and all this stuff. And I'm saying, where are you getting that from? They said from the Quran. And I'm like, well, those are attributes. And I said to them, I said to them, according to the Islamic view, is God inconceivable? And they said to me, yes. So I said, then isn't it absurd to say he is just, he is merciful? I know it says it in the book, but applying attributes to something you can't comprehend to me is insane.
So this is where clarification is needed.
Yeah.
We cannot totally comprehend God, but we can understand God exists, the creator, the originator. Let's call him the originator to simplify things so that you don't struggle with the concept. A creator.
I get that. Yeah.
The creator who's uncreated exists. So that's something that we have to understand first of all. Does it make sense to us? Of course it does. If such an entity exists, uncreated creator, by definition, we have been created by this creator. Right. So we cannot know the attributes of the creator because we are finite, limited, dependent.
And that was my point.
Now, the only way we can know is what? When this creator informs us about its attributes.
Now that's where we're going to have a problem. Because before you came, the Christian told me you was wrong.
No.
The Christian told, no, because that's the thing. The Christian told me that Jesus was talking to her. No, she told me Jesus was talking to her.
In principle, do you agree? The creator, when the creator informs the creation of who it is or who he is, that's the only way we can be sure about the attributes. Not the creation speculating about the creator.
Yeah.
In principle. Whether this communication came from through Judaism, Buddhism, Hinduism, Islam, Sikhism, that's a different question. But in principle, the attributes and qualities and the descriptions of this creator, it is only possible for us to know in its reality when it comes from the creator itself. Because I can speculate what this creator is, but that will be my speculation.
Of course.
And as my speculation will be error.
Yeah,
right? But when the creator communicates and informs us, then we know that this is what it is, because that's what is described. For example, you are a person, maybe people don't know you, right? But you became famous for whatever reason, but they haven't seen your face. But when you explain, look, I am this, I am about 5.5 foot tall, I'm this build, then people start building up the knowledge about you, because you told them who you are. So when we're talking about the creator, when the creator informs us that he is the absolute, the perfect being, who is hearing and seeing, then we know that this is his attributes. Yeah? So that's how the Quran describes. The Quran informs us about his attributes. So now if you bring all the religions of the world...
When you say the Quran informs you of his attributes, you're saying the stories in the Quran, because of the actions taken by God in the Quran, you're concluding that because God does A, he is A.
Not like that.
No, is that
it's totally different. The Quran is such a book of guidance that you'll be amazed when you read it. Have you read it?
No, sir.
Right. When you read it, you'll be amazed. It describes who he is.
So when you say that,
for example, he says,
God, I am green, or I like gold.
For example, I am God, the first and the last.
Right.
I am God, before me there was no one else. I am the one who creates, I am the creator. I am the one who forgives. I am the one who is just. These relational attributes. I am the one who loves, or I am the one who is the loving one. I am the one who is the most kind. So God relates to us the relational attributes and tells us who he is. So you...
White supremacy is a generalization. Workers of the world unite. The class struggle is a generalization. The difference in class, the class system in America, the wealth differential in class there, and class in Africa. Hold on, allow me to finish this. One thing is this: the class differential between workers in Angola and workers in America is so big that they could be the capitalists of the people working in Angola. You cannot put them together in the same class struggle. So but
when they say workers of the world, let me just finish this one. When they say workers of the world unite, it's a massive generalization, which I accept within its limitations. And when she speaks about white supremacy, it's a generalization, which I accept with its limitations, because it's more right than it's wrong.
But what I disagree with was the statement to say white people are racist. That's what I disagree with.
Of course they are.
But that makes sense. Who's your white supremacy? That makes sense. If people hate white people, then doesn't it?
They're not black people, aren't they?
Yes.
So what do you mean when you say white people are not racist?
Sorry, by your logic, then Muslims are terrorists. So what are you talking about? So this is ridiculous logic. That's what I'm just saying. This is ridiculous logic.
You don't even know what I just said.
I heard exactly what you said.
What did I say?
You said...
Wait, what did I say? What did he say? You're trying to protect your girl, which is fine, but we're just...
I'm not trying to protect your girl.
Why are you talking up like that? I'm just saying. I ain't got no...
If you let me finish, I'll come and tell you the point.
What did I say?
You said white people are white supremacists, so therefore white people are racist.
That's not what I said.
He didn't say that.
Please tell me what you said. I thought you said.
I heard it.
That's what you taught, but that's not what I said.
I apologize.
This is fine. It's fine.
Please tell me what you said.
Like the KKK.
Please tell me what you said.
The KKK, they're white people, aren't they? So for me to say white people are racist, not all white people.
They are a group of people, white people. They could be.
There's more than one. No, there's
They could also be loads of other things as well.
There's a lot of things
just
like
being
I
white.
don't know.
They could also be female. They could be male.
Alright,
there's loads of other things to take into account. What you can't say across the board is because of that. That means that all white people are racist.
By your logic, all men are cunts.
In the States, if you're a black person and you just mind your own business,
it's basic.
You have to be
worried about filthy animals.
Yes, basic logic.
Crime, you're just a regular person, it doesn't matter. The moment you see a couple other side, you have to be worried. I don't know about this here, but in the States, that's how it is. So, why should I be worried if I didn't do anything? Why is there within me? Why? I shouldn't, right? But there's so many things that happen.
Yeah, and I accept.
So, like, that's what I'm talking about. Like, yes, there is racism. I don't know, I can't tell for a fact that this person is racist or that person is racist, but I'm saying, yes, there is a racism. There's a lot of racist people around. There's a lot of white people.
I don't disagree with that, but what you can't say is white people are racist.
Okay, then let's put a question.
No,
put a question to her now. That's right. You have to ask some questions. What should you say?
You define me as being a white person being racist.
Now, the point that I'm making is this. It was Warwick after speaking to Muhammad, Warwick after speaking to Muhammad, said, all I'm saying to you is, what religion would have been Warwick, because we know that Warwick must have been a studier of religious texts. That's right. Pardon?
To know he was Jibril.
Yeah. So that proves my point. So the beginning of Islam, as we know it, came from the mouth of a man.
Don't worry, everybody. The first thing they said, no white people better say anything. If you do, we know where you are.
No, that I agree with. And this is about the language of how you put it down.
So they're targeting white people. So there's racism against white people.
I think we as white people don't have the right to be peace with anyone because we are like the supremacy of people. We have the power over everyone.
Alright,
You can be
only a few people.
Only a few people.
To fight systemic white problems.
In a structural way, I have power over black people.
It's not just white people. There's Arabs that are in more power than white people. And for example, the Saudi royal family, they're probably the most powerful.
I'm not talking about money.
There's people in Africa that have got really good money.
Let's say, for example, the justice system. Again, I don't know nothing about here. Every time I'm talking about the States, alright? justice is the way it works. If you have a white person and a black person that committed the same crime.
If I shoplift, if he shoplifts,
a lot worse and more than the white person.
Is that a fact?
Yes,
that's
how it is. There's this white guy. He was I don't know. He was trying to play basketball or something like that. He raped a girl, right? His girlfriend or whatever. And then when he went to the judge, he's like, well, you know, I have a lot of things going on. I'm sorry, I was drunk, this and that. And then they finally let him loose. And then there's this black guy that raped a girl, and he's doing life.
Yeah, but hold on. There's
even
also,
the justice system itself is designed for the white people.
But no, because I've heard of cases as well, similar cases where they've just dismissed the black person, even though they've been, guilty, they've just dismissed them. They haven't even taken them to court.
No.
Wait, in some places in America.
Dude, in the States, everywhere you go, doesn't matter where. I don't know if you've been following the news, what's going on.
All I'm saying
there's a lot of black people like.
Okay, but I'm saying to say that the white people in general are racist, I can say many things about Arabs, about black people.
If you're feeling attacked,
you can say
everyone.
If I say, for example, all right, for example, if I say,
I can even say.
We've got a problem now. We've got for the last 40 years. An oil field has been telling us it's a country. And this oil field, these people in the oil field, you see, look at him. He says he's a Muslim, he's working Nike. Let's not contest. Let's not contest of victory. Hello, what's wrong with you? They should kill you. They should whip you. Whip him. Hello, listen. Whip him. Get him off the plantation. Whip him. Islam.
You want to whip him?
No.
You want to whip him?
Islam. We're putting Islam on the couch.
Who is?
What is Islam's problem? It's you. Hold on. Are you Muslim, brother? You're an answer. Are you Muslim?
He's always drunk.
Fight each other. I'm telling you. The Sunnis are fighting each other. I told you. As black people, we're gonna ask people now.
They're missing you.
You see, you happen to ask that question. Yusuf alayhi salam's father, when he used the shirt of Yusuf alayhi salam to destroy his eyesight. Now, the shirt of his father. No, what's the shirt of his father? Yusuf. Yeah. Who's Yaqub alayhi salam. Why did he use that?
I tell you what. As a Muslim, we believe one of the ways that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala blessed the Prophet, even physically blessed them. So you can use some of their stuff to heal yourself. That prove that Prophet not only Prophet specific, but of course, but the proof of that, bring me proof that we can use as a proof of that. Show me where the Sahaba went to Abu Bakr t-shirt and started doing this. Who's the best understanding? Sahaba. Okay, please, no close. What are you with that? Where's you with that? Where's you with that? Shit. Are you shit? I'm Muslim.
You know what? Don't worry about it. We're having a general the point is, what he said, why do you want to listen to me? He doesn't want to listen to me. Why do you want to listen to me? Because I have strong points. I'm so scared. When you represent your sect, you come strong. You don't come like that. So don't represent me. I'm not shit. I don't hear what you are. I'm not shit. I'm not shit. Don't say wallah. Don't say wallah. I'm not shit. I know I'm not shit. If you stop, you shit. I'm not shit. I'm not shit. Don't worry about me. I'm just against Wahhabis. That's it.
Shias, these are different from Wahhabis. Sunnis believe Shias are brothers. You guys believe that Shias aren't.
Ibn Taymiyyah says Allah is a teenager.
Okay, what I'm going to say,
We worship the Kaaba now. We worship the Kaaba.
so you say you're a brother of Shia?
Yeah, Shias are brothers.
I'm free from you.
Yeah, I'm free from you. That's fine.
Right, you are the brother of someone Kas Ali, Kas Abu Bakr, and Kas Abu Mother.
No, no one of them do it. No one of them.
Now wait.
Yes, I'm no brother.
No. Wait. And now, yeah, you share. You have to say Ulayn is kafir. Ulayn is kafir in the Quran. There is 17,000 verse in the Quran. Yes. I don't care. Is he Muslim? Okay.
No, look. You make it.
Wait.
You make it Ta'ifiyah. You make it Ta'ifiyah. Yes, I am Shia.
How you Shia? How you broke Muslim? I'll speak to you before. Let's make clear that those accusations come against Muhammad Wahab.
They know.
And I will assume you
We'll sit down. I'll bring my proof to you Shamsi, but let me ask you this. Why did his brother and why did his dad refute him?
No.
He was a deviant. The Prophet said he was a deviant.
How would he?
I believe you.
So the deviant who calls Tawheed.
He wasn't just.
You are akhi, I believe
killed many Muslims.
Because you respect Allah. You are a deviant person.
No.
And you're not seeking the truth. Wallahi waqar, you're not seeking the truth. After you're seeking the truth, that's why I came to you.
It's up to you to change my position. You can change my position. Okay.
Don't say no.
No. If I'm insulted, I'm sorry. But that's
He was mixing things up, that's why. How before?
Listen, Muhammad Wahab made it clear. لا وقار.
It's him first. This guy mixed it up. Get away.
Waqar, let me make it clear to you, to the people here. Are you telling me? Are you telling me if you could Tawheed and the Sunnah, I will challenge all of you here. I give you Wallah al-Azim 2 months. Bring me the books of Muhammad Abdul Wahab when he opposes the Quran and the Sunnah. 4 months I give you. I'm every Sunday here. Challenge all of you.
I'll give it to you now.
I'm here Sunday.
I'll give it to you now.
Let me give you a number. I'll show you.
No. Don't text me my day.
Shamsi, let me ask you. I'll give it to you now, bro.
Give it to me next week.
If you call a Muslim, no. Let me ask you. If you call a Muslim a non-Muslim,
Have an argument nicely.
then you know.
Okay.
Can that take you out? Can that take you out? If you call a Muslim a non-Muslim, can that take you out the fold of Islam?
If you call a Muslim kafir, you mean?
Yeah.
Okay. If you call a Muslim kafir,
Yeah.
that take out for Islam.
Yeah.
No, we don't say that.
No,
No.
There's a difference between categorizing
No. There's
Whoever does this worships the graves is a
Muhammad
kafir.
Abdul Wahab, rahimahullah ta'ala, if you read the books of fiqh of the Ahnaf, because the issue of takfir is in the books of fiqh, in the last chapter. Do you know that the Ahnaf, before Ibn Taymiyyah and Ibn Qayyim, they used to make a takfir of anything?
They were different.
Hear me out, please, brother. When they came, they restricted the takfir nullifiers in something which all the scholars agreed upon. Before Ibn Taymiyyah, if you say to the Mus'haf, Musayhif, you kafir, Ahnaf. If you say Mus'haf, Musayhif, because you're belittling it. But Ibn Taymiyyah came and said, no, the only way for us to make takfir in the issues which all the scholars agreed upon. That's why the 10 nullifiers, that which all the scholars agreed upon.
No one agreed upon it. We made it up. This is what I'm saying.
Shirk is not.
Shit, no. Number 2, that anyone that goes through the Prophet is out of the fold of Islam.
All his books are
that
in the Quran.
That is so many. How come Sheikh Kabani?
All of you.
Sheikh Kabani said. No, I'm asking you a question. Sheikh Kabani said ISIS are product.
Guys, going offline now.
Come on.
So see you guys next week. Most of the videos will be on my channel. Check them out.
What the hell is that?
Take care, guys. Salam, everybody.